Hello everyone, it's the Pathfinder. Today we are going to have a little bit of discussion about a topic that has come up quite a lot in the last few months. There's many people who actually shares that, PC ETB has been doing very, very well if we just look at the returns over the 6 months, 3 months, or even right after it's out. In the long term, a very proven product was also the booster boxes because in the past 10-15 years, booster boxes have never really failed us, and it doesn't matter that much which set it is. Most of them will go up in price and they will do well. Yeah, especially if we are looking at long-term hold in the 5-10 years. So today we are going to talk about and also just look at my own number based on my own data, how my investment or my collection has been doing. And I will also share a little bit of nuggets about storage and efficiency wise, which one I think works best for me, and so that you can also make a reference based on that. So the first thing we will talk about is the percentage return based on my own collection. So here you can see this is from the top, I think 9 of them, 1 2 3 4 5 6, yeah, 9 of them. The first one, honestly quite surprising even to me. The first two, I would say. The first one is at the moment 151 ETB is going crazy. It's almost $200 per ETB. This is a normal ETB. It's not even the PC ETB. And I only have one of them because I came in quite late. And by the time I was in the market, I was started really collecting was in I think June or July last year. Really started collecting. So by then, most of the ETB are already actually drying up. I still managed to find 1 or 2, I think only 1, but I regretted not buying more, but I didn't know back then. I didn't know better, right? So this one, the return since then was 246%. It is really quite crazy. And Powder and Fates, I got it during, I think it was one of the Prime Day, something like that. So I got it at a very good price. So you can see that the percentage return is very good since then. And same for the Powder and Fate booster. I got it very, very cheap. I think it was almost $20. So I only got 3 of them. I should have gotten more. Powder and Fate, the PC ETB, this one was one of the bigger ticket item that I got. When I first started collecting, I didn't know that I didn't even know that PC ETB was exclusive. I didn't know that the Scarlet and Violet PC ETB has a special card, promo card with the PC stamp in it. So when I visited the Pokémon Center in Singapore, I thought, why are they selling so much more expensive than in the market, right? By end November, I started learning more about market. I started learning more about the PCDB and how well they're doing for some of the different sets. By then, most of the things are sold out. I think we only had Powder and Fate and maybe Shrouded Fable, but I didn't get any Shrouded Fable then. But I know that Powder and Fate is going to do pretty well, so I bought a lot over about a month's time. So I slowly buy, a few boxes at a time, and accumulated about 26 of them. Right now it's totally sold out, of course. But this is one of the product that has a very high return, even though percentage-wise it's not as good as the Powder and Fate and the 151, because, products like this, we could have gotten them under MSRP during sales, right? But PCTB, there's no sales. You can only get them at MSRP. So the percentage-wise, they may not do as well as I know the Pokemon 151. If you get a PC ETB, that return is probably like 300%, right? 350%, I think. So if you got that, yes, maybe that one will outdo everything here. But the one I have is the Powder and Fate one. So I don't complain. I mean, they are still doing very well. And some of the Crown Zenith items, the ETB, I have 2 of them. Even the Fusion Strike got into the list. I got it pretty cheap. And Super Electric Breaker, a Japanese item, got into the list as well. This is more than 100%. I actually bought this at MSRP. This one I bought in Japan directly, the Pokemon Center. I went there for holiday. The last on the list is the English Booster Box, Twilight Masquerade. 100% return. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, so if you just look at this list, 9 of them. Out of the 9, actually 5 of them are ETBs. One Pokemon Center ETB, and actually this surprised me as well. When I was doing this video, I was just wanted to find out if we just based on percentage return of my collections, how many of them are ETB. Very surprising, more than half of them are ETB based on percentage return. But if you just look at the numbers, next one I'll show you based on total return, so based on total value gain from the collection. Maybe I'll just give you maybe 5-10 seconds to look at the list. You see that the list is actually pretty different, right? I'm going to explain in a while, but let me just quickly go through the list. The first one on the list is obviously Surging Spark. Surging Spark was going crazy, so you can see that even though the percentage gain from my collection was not too high, it's not even 100% yet, but if you just look at the value, it is very, very high. And the second one is Pokemon Center ETB for Powder and Fate. And I also have a bunch of Temporal Forces. I think in my earlier video I explained why I have so many of them. It's because at that time, even in I think January or definitely December last year, I could still get this at almost close to $105 per box, right, from my supplier. So I just kept buying them and buying them and buying them until the price finally goes up and I stop, right? And as soon as I have enough position in this, I stop, right? And Paldean Evolved, I got in quite late, so my price is not very, very good, but it was alright. I got three cases worth of them. Twilight Masquerade, I didn't buy it immediately when they come out, just like everybody else. I was watching, but I saw that the price actually went up. The Green Ninja card was better than expected, and I got some of them, slightly less than 2K. Terrestrial Festival, I got it at pretty good price. I mean, right after release, the price was still alright. I think my price was almost $61 on average. Not the lowest possible, but it was pretty low as compared to what we are. You guys are, if you're buying right now, you probably have to pay about 100 USD at the moment. So I got 33 of them to safekeep. I think this set will do well in the long run. It's probably going to maybe $200-300. Give it a few years, so I'm gonna keep them. And they're very small. It's very nice to keep. I actually have taken some photo and show you, right? Paradox Rift is one of the other one that I could get it at a pretty good price, but this was months ago. When Temporal Forces were still cheap, Paradox Rift was already out, totally out, right? I could still get them, but at a much, maybe another 20% higher price, so I didn't get too much of that. Silver Tempest Booster Box, this one I got in quite late. But my supplier has one case left. I got it at, how much was that? I think 160 USD, close to MSRP. So it was still a good deal because I got them in, I think, December or January. I couldn't remember. It's very late, right? So just a few months ago. And the last on the list is actually Stellar Crown PCTV. This one I got them from the UK Pokemon Center because, like I said, when I really started looking for to really seriously buy Pokemon Center ETB, those in Singapore, now Pokemon Center are already out, totally out. So, but I could still find them in UK Pokemon Center. You can buy them using forwarding service. It's more expensive than what I will have to pay in Singapore, slightly. I think maybe 5 or 10% more expensive, but if you can get a good ETB, it is still worth it, right? So you see, I just got it last month. Now it's out as well. I think I did a video about that as well. So yeah, the moment I got them and just plug them into Pokedata, it shows me, the gain is already like 30%. So I'm just gonna keep them. I also got some Shrouded Fable from the US Pokemon Center. It's cheaper. Surprisingly, it's actually cheaper to buy from the US and ship to Singapore compared to if I just buy directly from Singapore. But Shrouded Fable doesn't make the list because the price is not as good as compared to like Stellar Crown. So also really be careful. Not every Pokemon Center ETB do very well. I think the Paradox Reef and the Stellar Crown ones are not doing that well, but the Paldea Evolve is doing very well. Obsidian Flame very, very well. Scarlet Violet Base doing very well. So the main difference is really the promo. Of course, the set itself is very important. I mean, if the pack is good, then the box is going to do well. But what differentiates the Pokémon Center ETB and the normal ETB is mostly the promo, the stamp promo. So if it is a good promo card, the PC ETB is going to do a lot better, right, than the normal ETB. So yeah, but if you just look at this list, out of the 9 items, is there 9? 1, 2, yeah, 9 items showing here. Actually, 7 of them are booster boxes. So, but the question is why? Why are there so much difference when we compare percentage change? And you know, if we are talking about volume, total return, booster boxes actually still better in my opinion. So the question is why? We're going to answer that in a while, but first answer I found was I recently just moved my stuff around. I just want to show you on a shelf like this one that I have in my storeroom. I have over here, I also show the dimension. This photo, I think I took it at a funny angle, so the left side actually looks a little shorter, but I confirmed with my measuring tape is really 39 cm on this side and 39 cm on this side. Maybe I don't know how I took the photo, but it just looks longer here, right? But I want to show you on the left, I have one case of Prismatic Evolution ETB, 10 of them inside this brown color silk case, and 2 UPC, my 151 UPC. That's it, right? That's all I can fit in here. So 1 case of ETB and 2 UPC. So if we really go with MSRP, let's say if this is not Prismatic Evolution, right? It's some other PC ETB or normal ETB. If we go by MSRP, that goes to about $700, right? Let's not focus on what these items are. But on the right side, I could actually fit in 1, 2. This is 1 case, 2nd case, 3rd, 4th, and at the back of these 2 cases, these are actually cases of booster boxes as well. But this is from Europe, so they use some more squarish box. At the back, there are actually 2 more cases. So this is long and narrow. This is actually wider, so a little bit more rectangular. So yeah, I could fit 6 cases of booster boxes here. And if we just go by MSRP of about $160, you will reach this number, $5,760. So if we just look at collection and efficiency of storage, comparing these two, the left and the right, these are basically identical, right, in terms of volume that it takes up. Here, you can only fit item that costs about $700, but on the right side you can fit in items that can cost almost, how many times is this, 8 times? Yeah, 8 times more, 7 times more. All right, 8 times the value of this in the same amount of space. So if you are really looking at storage, definitely I would say booster box is the way to go. But there's another reason, I think, why is it that if you are looking at just investment, I'll go into this. There is some reason, I would say, for people to go with ETB or PCETB, but you got to be very careful if you are going with ETB and PCETB, because not every ETB are doing very well. So you got to be a little bit more picky about those. Some ETB and even PCETB probably will be quite stagnant, especially the normal one, if you didn't pick a good one, right? I mean, we see that some of the older ones, like Vivid Voltage, I could still get them for like, I don't know, $60. I just got one for collection, for fun. But there are some good reason for people to buy them and keep them for investment or for collection. The first one is if you do not have a very big budget. I mean, if you are not looking to collect a lot, and then actually ETB and PCETB could be very good because they actually looks nicer on display. I should have shown you as well. I got some of the acrylic case, maybe another video, right? But it actually displays very well, and if you don't have a very big budget, I think it probably makes sense to go with ETB, the good ones please, and PCETB, choose the good ones as well. And if you have plenty of storage space and storage space is not an issue at all, then maybe the PCTB could be a good play, right? But if you have issue with space, especially, I live in Singapore, I don't have a very big space, so booster boxes is really the way to go. I should have added one more as well. One of the reason why, for me at least, I have so much more booster box in terms of value compared to ETB or PCTB is because it's so much easier to buy booster box if you found a supplier that have, they can get the stocks. And with my supplier in Singapore, they can get a lot more booster box compared to ETB. For me, to buy booster box, I could get, a few cases. I mean, not now. This is a crazy market, so let's not talk about now. This is an abnormal time, right? But in a normal time when booster boxes is still quite readily available at release, let's say before Surging Sparked, actually booster boxes is even easier to get than ETB value wise. That's the reason why it's easier for me to get a lot of booster boxes in terms of value compared to PCTB. PCTB you could buy maybe a few at a time, but it is quite troublesome, right? And then they have to ship it to you. You don't stay in a country with a Pokemon Center. It is very, very difficult. You need some forwarding services. Not too difficult to do, but the shipping is going to cost you a little bit more as well. A little bit more difficult hassle to do that compared to booster box. And honestly, if you are looking at holding long term, booster box is still the way to go. When I say long term, I mean definitely have to hold at least until product goes out of print. So there's at least 2.5 years, I'll say, from release. So 2.5 years to 3 years to really see growth in meaningful growth in the booster box. So if you are looking at least 3 to 4 years, I'll say, booster box is actually the better way to go, I believe, because it is at least proven. At the moment, of course, PCTB like 151, it goes like 350% in like 1 year. I mean, that is pretty crazy. But in a few more years time, do I think it will still do well, do better? I believe so. But that is if you can get them, right? I mean, if you can't get them, then booster box is definitely the next best thing, at least in the long term. And peace of mind, because booster box, even with the weakest set, they still do well, right? I mean, you if you are talking about the really weak set, like your Steam Siege, or what is the other weaker sets that we have? Maybe the Vivid Voltage, the Battle Styles. Those sets, even if they are not doing that well, if you can get them at a good price, let's say if you got them at $110 at release, and right now they are still going for close to $200, $160 at MSRP, $180. So in a few years time, the price will still go up, and you're not that afraid of that you're gonna lose money, right? So but you gotta be very careful at this market, because this market is really, really expensive, even for me, even though I'm quite bullish with the booster box. But I try not to get anything above MSRP, definitely not at release, unless I know they are going to do very well, like a Surging Spark. I actually bought 2 cases above MSRP. I got it at, I think, $175, slightly above MSRP. But yeah, look at what it's doing right now, right? Other than the boxes that is very, very obvious that they're going to do well, I generally do not buy them at a high price. 120, 130, I think that's all right at release. But anything higher than that, I will be very, very careful. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to share today. I hope it at least give you a little bit of a clearer picture comparing booster box and ETB, PCTB. That's all I wanted to share today. See you on the next one.